Hey, what's going on, people? My name is Terrell Andretti, and I'm the Narc's Nemesis. For those of y'all watching me on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It helps YouTube's algorithm pick up this content and push it out to more people that need it. Somebody liked it for you, so make sure you like it for somebody. If you need a one-on-one phone session, the link is down below in the video description. If you need to talk, if you need to vent, if you need advice custom-made and tailor-fitted to your situation, make sure y'all book a session. I do all cities, states, time zones, and countries, so do not let that deter you from booking a session. Also, my single Superstition is out now on all streaming platforms. It is about my narcissistic experience and how I overcame it. Superstition is also featured in the movie Becky, which is streaming on Amazon Prime, so y'all make sure y'all tap into that. Superstition also features a voicemail of my ex-narc trying to hoover me, and I ain't going for it. Also, I need y'all to call 104 KRBE in Houston and request Superstition by Terrell Andretti. If I've helped you, if I've gave you any advice, if I had a one-on-one session with you, anything, just pay it forward and make that phone call for you, boy. I really appreciate it. Between the central hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. The station information and number will be in the video description, so y'all make sure y'all tap into that. Today I want to talk to y'all about when the narcissist comes back. See, a lot of people know no contact this, no contact that, but you don't know how healed you are until you either run into them in person or they actually send you a hoover. Because everybody says, when they come back, ain't no coming back this way, and I don't go back, I don't go backwards, and all that good shit. Everybody talks that, but you see what you really made out of when that number come across your phone, when that name come across your phone from that text message, when they pop up at your door, when you run into them at the store, whatever. You have to understand that there is nothing to talk about. See, the thing is, they convince you that there's so much more to talk about. They convince you that there's another sentence that you can say. There's another way you can say it. Maybe it's your tone. Maybe it's your delivery. Maybe it's you're overreacting. Maybe you're over emotional. Maybe you're too sensitive. Maybe I'm getting narcissistic confused with toxic, or maybe I'm getting narcissistic confused with bipolar disorder or borderline personality disorder. They get you to make all of these rationalizations up here. During the discard or before the discard, they set it up this way. They set it up to make you feel like there's more that needs to be said, because they purposely don't give you closure. If you ever notice, narcissists don't give you closure. They don't give you an explanation that makes sense, because it's not supposed to make sense. What it's meant to do is leave you with no closure. That way, human nature, you'll always want some kind of closure, at least initially. You're always going to want to know, okay, well, how can I make this, make some understanding of this so I can properly move forward. This is how the human mind naturally works. I need to make sense of this. Excuse me, I can't even talk. I need to make sense of this before I can actually move forward. I need to make sense of this before I can start healing, before I can truly move on. And that's where a lot of people make mistakes. They want to make everything make sense. Everything has to be drawn out. Everything has to be explained. Everything has to be said. I gotta know. I gotta express myself. I gotta. That comes from being anxious. That comes from a place of fear. That comes from a place of scarcity. Because I always tell y'all, the proof is in the disrespect. especially if it's continuous and it's a pattern. Don't get me wrong, you're going to have individuals where y'all have disagreements from time to time. That's normal. You know, y'all getting to know each other, y'all having new disagreements. Y'all can talk about them, y'all can process them, and y'all can make shit right, and y'all can move forward, and y'all can work on it. Y'all know it don't work like that with these individuals. 9 times out of 10, a grievance that you bring to them is often swept under the rug. It's also made as if you're overreacting. You're too sensitive. You're paying too much attention to what I'm doing. What about you? What about this? What about that? The reason I did it was because you did X, Y, and Z. So that creates a bunch of unresolved situations. And you kind of get pressured into not resolving them because them being a problem in the first place is becoming the thing. It's taking precedence over the actual issue. Well, it's a problem because you did X, Y, and Z. It's a problem because of, you know, whatever. And perspective is cool, but you have to acknowledge the problem. You have to understand, okay, this is what your behavior is doing, and this is the result of it. Now, after you acknowledge that and, you know, apologize, whatever the case is, then you can go into why it might, you know, come off that way, or if you're wrong, you apologize, whatever. Accountability. That's how accountability works. Excuse me. You got to acknowledge what you've done first. And I had to learn that. And it'll take, it'll come off as, you think you're being accountable, but a step to being accountable is acknowledging the other person's grievance first before you defend yourself. I had to learn that. Still learning that. Just as a normal human being accepting accountability, you know, I get these, oh, he's a narcissist shit all the time in the comments. So I had to clarify that before I got attacked or pepper sprayed in public or some shit. But they don't do these things. So you end up with a lot of unresolved situations. The burden of even bringing these things up, it makes you not want to bring anything up. So you suppress a lot of it, and you end up submitting to their will. So you got all these things built up because they're not being expressed properly. They're not being handled properly. So that makes, and you've said it, there are times you have said what you mean and what you want and what you need clear as fucking day. To the moon and back till you blue in the face. But the thing is, the way they'll flip it, you don't fully get your point across, or you know in your mind and in your heart, they don't get where the hell you coming from and don't want to. So what ends up happening is you have all these unresolved situations. So when they leave, or when you leave, you still want validation from those situations. And I try to tell people, the closure is in the disrespect. The disrespect is the closure, the continuous disrespect, the continuous, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do despite what you told me. You ain't gotta know why. I tell people all the time, I use this analogy all the time. If somebody cheats on you, knowing why ain't gonna make you feel no better. It might make you feel worse, because now, instead of dealing with one thing, okay, somebody cheated, you already got to rebuild from that. Now you got to understand, now you're asking why, and they give it to you. So now not only do you have the fact that somebody cheated on you to unpack and heal from and everything, now they put a reason there. And that reason, 9 times out of 10, is going to create an insecurity in you. When it's not even, it shouldn't even be made an insecurity. It's probably just something that person didn't appreciate, or something y'all could have talked about, a small flaw. But now you're asking why, and they tell you, oh, well, you work too much. Oh, well, you're too nice. So now you're scared to go to work, and you're scared to say fucking hello. You see where I'm getting at? Like, you don't need all that extra all the time. Well, I gotta know why. Nah. You violated in a major way. Because everybody gonna, like I say, regular relationships, y'all gonna bump heads. Y'all gonna get into it. That's natural. But in a major way like that, what questions you really sitting there asking these folks? Because after a while, you got to understand, it goes from wanting to know why to appearing desperate, to appearing sad, to appearing low value. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't want to know why, because it's human nature. But when you get to the point where you make, if I don't find out why, I can't move on, then you have a problem. If they don't thoroughly explain to me why they cheated on me and I can't move on, you have a problem there. Before I heal, I have to get them and beg them to thoroughly explain why they did what they did to me, or I can't move on, or I won't move on. That's what we really talking about here. I won't move on until I get the explanation I want from them. Let me tell you something. They are going to make it a job to not give you the answer that you want from them, because they want to keep you stuck, and they know you have outcome-based healing, which I did a video on. It's throughout the video, so y'all go back and y'all can cycle through the videos. It's called outcome-based healing, and what that means is you don't heal unless something happens to them. You won't allow yourself to heal unless something happens to them. So their outcome, your healing is based on their outcome. And that is not a place you need to be, and that is not a place you want to be. Because I'm going to tell you, karma happens with them on different timelines. Sometimes they get hit, boom, right away. Sometimes they put it in the crock pot. They slow cook it. God slow cook it. Sometimes he don't hit them with the microwave karma. He got to put it in the crock pot and slow cook it. That way when it hit, their ass is grass. When they come back, realize you done said all you needed to say. Stop talking. This ain't the time to be talking. This is the time to be learning, listening, observing, and applying what you're learning about these folks. They not listening to you. Stop talking to them. Learn to be okay. Learn that everything don't need to be explained, because that's what be keeping people in situations. Please explain why you said fuck me. No. When they come back, remember the disrespect. Remember that you pleaded, you begged, you cried, you over-explained why you felt disrespected, and they showed you no regard. Think about that before you pick that phone up. Think about that before you get your little thumbs and start sending text messages back and forth. Stop sending them long-ass paragraphs. Stop leaving voicemails. Stop calling. Stop answering their calls. Stop reading their texts. Block, blockity, block. That's true no contact. If y'all don't have kids together, y'all not splitting assets, no shit like that, block. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you need a one-on-one phone session, the link is down below in the video description. If you need to talk, if you need to vent, if you need advice custom-made and tailor-fitted to your situation, make sure y'all book a session. I do all cities, states, time zones, and countries. So make sure that doesn't deter you from booking a session. Superstition is out now on all streaming platforms. It's about my narcissistic experience and how I overcame it. Superstition also features a voicemail from my ex-narc trying to hoover me, and I ain't going for it. Superstition is also featured in the movie Becky, which is streaming on Amazon Prime. So y'all make sure y'all check that out. Do me a favor and call 104 KRBE in Houston and request Superstition by Terrell Andretti. If I've been any help to you, please pay it forward and make that call for me. But until next time, happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays, be safe, stay narc free, and another day, another way. You ain't gotta listen, but I know you heard me.